Louis Shaheen, could you please come to the front of the room?
Nervous?
No. Good Monday, everybody. We have a lot to do today. We have to go over why Mr. Meiser, who remains one of the educators at PHS, has gained something of a cult following through his sense of humor and amazing teaching ability. I'd like to point out that I considered just having a picture of Mr. Meiser up here and leave that as the roast, but Mrs. Meiser told me that I need to actually have a speech. Regardless, Mr. Meiser, I want to thank you for agreeing to be put on blast. See, that is that genuine Coshocton accent right there. The last 9 whole months of your lectures on the ins and outs of American government have been a mixed experience. I think the only other 9-month ordeal a person could go through that's this bad is pregnancy. I'm just joking though. You know that there's no way your teaching could be compared to something like a pregnancy. Whatever experiences something like that, but it's still a fair comparison considering how long people spend in your room sleeping. I think government class with you is more like a competition between some of the students to see who can learn less in 40 minutes. It is almost a sport that's been created to see who can pay attention less and not participate. The great thing is that you just accept people not liking government class. But even if people want to view the PowerPoint that you found online 15 minutes before class started, is that they catch glimpses of your bald spot. Mr. Meiser openly admits that almost everything he gets for our class is just off the internet. Somehow he makes it work though. I'm sure the scores of the AP exams will come back, and hopefully everybody, including Paul, will have passed. Some might say that Mr. Meiser has had an illustrious career, but others might say that it's duly noted. His first year of teaching, he was thrown into teaching 2 AP classes, leaving him, like many of his students, overwhelmed and unprepared. One time without paying attention, Mr. Meiser accidentally put flyers for volunteering for the Obama campaign up in his classroom. A student complained about her father and about the flyer and tried to get Mr. Meiser fired from his job. Luckily, justice prevailed, and Mr. Meiser now continues his indoctrinating activities without the school board actually knowing. Besides all this, Mr. Meiser is one of the best teachers at Perry High School. He continues to stay dedicated to making sure that each student, regardless of their commitment to his class, still learn. He is a blood diamond in a school that has the gold standard of teachers, leaving a beautiful mark while nonetheless remaining wholly controversial. He carries a sense of authenticity that is all too uncommon in the halls of Perry High School. Even if that means he's authentically Coshocton or legitimately crazy. You can truly tell that Mr. Meiser is a person who loves his job. If not only because he can wreck the students that he teaches, though I must be fair, he does actually love them. For him, it's more than just getting a 5 on the AP exam, it's about getting a 3. Mr. Meiser has a love for American history and American government that students and teachers are all in awe of and are sometimes afraid of. In fact, it is my goal to one day have this love for history that Mr. Meiser continues to display day in and day out. Though I'm sure I can do it without the mustard shirts that are picked out by my wife. And sometimes on a lucky day, match the walls.